Hey everybody, it's Robert here. So today I'm super excited because I am bringing to you something very unique. I am going to be comparing the city of Gaithersburg versus the city of Rockville, which both cities are located in Montgomery County. They're like next to each other. Both cities offer an ultimate lifestyle. Get ready to compare and contrast as I go deep into the unique charms and advantages of each city where your perfect home awaits. Let's go in. Let's talk about the population. Population in Gaithersburg is about 68,952 people compared to 66,924 people in the city of Rockville. As I said, they are very close to each other and they have very unique things. So let's talk about the cost of living. According to the bestplacestolive.com, Gaithersburg, Maryland has a cost of living index rating considerably higher than that if in the nation at 115 points, due mostly to the extremely high housing cost, making up 48%. Transportation is about 11%, groceries is 12%, utilities is 7%, and healthcare making up to 9%. Although utility costs remain relatively high due to largely to the expensive power sources such as coal or nuclear energy, most other categories are either on par or even above average, providing citizens with an overall considerably cost of living compared with almost everywhere else in America, having access to similar amenities found citywide from whatever municipalities they call home. Now let's talk about Rockville. Also in Montgomery County in the state of Maryland, has a cost of living index very similar to Gaithersburg. It's at 117, due mostly to what we already know, housing cost, which is about 50%, transportation 11%, groceries 12%, utilities 6%, and healthcare it's a 9%. So as you can see, they are both very, very similar when it comes to the cost of living. So if you want to really be thinking about making a move here, now is the time to be thinking. I have a couple videos here and here to talk about Gaithersburg, Maryland. So check those out. Stay tuned. The Rockville ones are coming. Rockville and Gaithersburg are neighboring cities situated in Montgomery County, Maryland. Rockville lies to the southwest of Gaithersburg. The driving distance from Gaithersburg to Washington, D.C., it's about 21 miles or 31 minutes of driving time. This is with no traffic. Caution, traffic in Montgomery County, especially on 270, can get crazy sometimes. We'll talk about that later. The driving distance from Rockville to Washington, D.C., it's about 16 miles or 25 minutes on driving time. So not too bad if you want to really take a look at going down south to downtown Washington, D.C. and take a look at the monuments, museums, and you name it. But driving through the I-270 and the Beltway and George Washington Parkway are not the only ways you have to go to Washington, D.C. Thankfully that we have the metro. So let's talk about it right now, the public transportation. From Gaithersburg, you can take the red line from the Shady Grove metro station. It will take you about 37 minutes to get you to downtown, and the approximate cost, depending on the time of the day and the day of the week, it can be from $3 to $5 each way. Now, one of the advantages of Rockville is that you have more metro stations. So Shady Grove is technically in Rockville, but it's considered to belong to Gaithersburg, right? That's kind of like the last stop of the red line. Then you can go into Rockville, which is the next one after Shady Grove, and then you have Twinbrook. After that, you're now considered going into North Bethesda, Maryland. The cost is about the same, $3 to $5, and the time probably will be between 25-29 minutes to get to downtown. Both cities are very conveniently located when it comes to public transportation. Now, let's talk about entertainment. Both cities have a very alike town center. Rockville has the Rockville Town Center, full of restaurants, shops, professional services too that are around the attorney's office, CPAs, and so on. So you really have plenty of opportunities. There is also a lot of different restaurants, Asian restaurants that you can really enjoy when coming to this area. Now, Gaithersburg has Crown, has Rio at Lakefront, and it has the Kentlands. So this is more like an urban plan community that you can really enjoy within a really short walking distance from your house, going to a nice restaurant, sit down for a nice coffee, get just a caramel macchiato from Starbucks, or just really enjoy a nice cheeseburger, Persian food, you name it. You have a lot of options when you live into these places. Now we're gonna go to the computer and we're going to look at two things. We're gonna look into real estate. We're gonna do a search for homes and compare different type of properties that you may be looking in that area. And then we're going to look at the schools, and that's how we're gonna wrap up this video. So let's go to the computer right now.
Okay, everybody, so let's just do a search right now here for active properties in Montgomery County, Gaithersburg. So as you can see, active homes, we have about 49 properties that came on the market. Highest price is $2,049,000. Lowest price $192,000, just to have an idea of the big spread that you can find here. We're gonna talk about the days on the market. A lot of these listings are fresh. As you can see, we don't really have a lot of sitting on the market inventory because we are in a type of a seller's market, although there are a few homes that have been on the market for a little while. So let's take a look right now at what it is, the above grade finish area. So this is condominium, 952 square feet, and it goes as high as 9,314. So let's take a look at this property just from the outside, and I mean, you can see it's a huge house. So definitely those are things that you want to keep in consideration when thinking about Gaithersburg real estate. I'm going to look at the years, average years here when these homes have been built. You can see they go back into like the 1804. First one doesn't have any. This probably is a new construction. Then it goes all to things to built until 2021. I'm gonna change the criteria now, and we're gonna go probably to Rockville just to see what's happening here in Rockville to compare values, dates on the market, and so on. So let's search for it. Okay, so there are more homes for sale in Rockville, 49 versus 72. Lowest price is 179. It's a condominium. Very familiar with that building. It goes all the way to 1.5. So immediately you notice that Rockville is a more expensive city to live in, and they are next to each other with Gaithersburg. Days on the market, a lot of fresh inventory that it's getting absorbed immediately, not even sitting on the market for a long time. We'll talk about those days on the market here now in a moment. So looking at the above square footage, 700. Remember the other one was 952, the smallest unit. This is 700, and it's more expensive. So that's what happens when you go into that area. So now I'm going to go here into what it is. So we're going to look right now into stats, right? Numbers don't lie. This is for Gaithersburg, January through July. We're going to look at numbers of dollars sold volume with minus 30%. So there's definitely less homes that have come on the market for sale. We have average sold price, it's increased. Medium sold price is increased. Units sold has decreased. You're also going to see the number of attached units has also decreased, as well as detached and attached. So for sure, there is a big change right now when it comes to the market compared to 2020 and 2021 and so on. So now let's jump into Rockville. So price point, there are there is the drop here is less compared to Gaithersburg. There's a small increase on average sold, average median price, and units sold, average days on the market. It's very interesting. It's the same, but again, attached and detached units sold, it's down by at least 25% to as high as 28.9%. So let's just look now what Redfin has to say when it comes to the market, right? Where things are, and these are their information that they get together. So we're going to compare the two areas right now, Rockville and Gaithersburg. So you can see here where things stand for at least a year, went back a year, just to look at the numbers, where things are, how you see the increase in prices, and you'll see the black line is Gaithersburg, the light brown is Rockville. And for sure, you see it always being more expensive to live in Rockville than it is to live in Gaithersburg. And man, there's a reason for that. It's just all more amenities, proximity to Potomac, Bethesda, Washington, D.C. As I said before, we have more metro stations available in that part of the area. So very interesting medium sales price compared 700 versus 500. So it's 555 versus 718 in Rockville. So it's a huge difference. So in essence, you have to have more income to buy a house there. So now let's just jump to look at the schools in terms of how many preschools, elementaries, 35. The best, school. This is according to greatschools.org. I have no endorsement or anything through that. It's just data that we use. Most people analyze, and you have some schools that are 7 out of 10 plus 8 and 9 out of 10. So that tells you the type of education that we have here. We have here on the high schools probably don't have the best. Not all of them are ranking pretty high, but for sure this is what it is that the data is showing us. Let's go into Rockville. Jump into Rockville. We have preschools, elementaries, middle schools, high schools, all these districts over here. So you have the top schools here when it comes to elementary, very solid 8 and 9 out of 10. We have the middles, kind of like mixed reaction to it. And then we're going to jump into the high school here where, again, Richard Montgomery, well-known school with a lot of magnet programs. So definitely, this is thinking about making the move. This is something that you really want to look into it, and hope you like this video. So I'll continue to talk about other areas in future videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for really tuning into my channel. I do appreciate you spending time with me here. Please feel free to leave any comments down below if you want me to explore other areas, other cities, make other comparisons. I'd be more than happy to take your suggestions, do the research, and bring up to you a good video. And remember, if you're thinking about making a move to the state of Maryland or the surrounding areas, whether that will take place in the next 8 days, 90 days, 6 months, feel free to book a call with me here. I will make sure that I'll be able to explain to you all the pluses and minuses depending on where you want it to be. In addition to being licensed in the state of Maryland, I can also assist you if you want to buy something in the state of Virginia, Northern Virginia, or the Washington, D.C. district downtown. It is a pleasure to serve you here. Do me a favor, like and subscribe to this video, and we'll continue to deliver content like this on a weekly basis. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.